You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Tu es l'image de Dieu.
I hold you in my heart.
Tu es l'image de l'amour.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Tu sei la luce di Dio.
I hold you in my heart.
Tu sei il volto dell'amore.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love.
The face of love.
I hold you in my heart. You are my family.
You are my family.
You are the face of
love. The face of love.
You are the face of love.
The face of love.
I hold you in my
heart. You in my heart.
You are my family.
You are my family.
You are the face of love.
The face of love.
You are the face of God.
The face of God.
I hold you in my heart.
You in my heart.
You are a part of me.
A part of me.
You are the face of God.
The face of God.
You are the face of God.
Eres la luz de Dios.
I hold you in my heart.
Eres la cara del amor.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face
Tu
of God.
sei la luce di Dio.
You are the face
You
of
are
God.
the face of God.
You are the face
Tu
of
es
God.
l'image de Dieu.
You are the face
You
of
are
God.
the face of God.
You are the face
Tu
of
sei
God.
la luz de Dios.
You are the face
You
of God.
are the face of God.
You are the face
Tu
of God.
ruh e khudayi.
You are the face
You
of
are the face of God.
You are the face of
Eres la luz de Dios.
You are the face of You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Tu es l'image de Dieu.
I hold you in my heart.
Tu es l'image de l'amour.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Tu sei la luce di Dio.
I hold you in my heart.
Tu sei il volto dell'amore.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love.
The face of love.
I hold you in my heart.
You in my heart.
You are my family.
You are my family.
You are the face
You
of
are
love.
the face of love.
You are the face of
You
love.
are the face of love.
I hold you in my
Hold you in my heart.
You are my family.
You are my family.
You are the face of love.
The face of love.
You are the face of God.
The face of God.
I hold you in my
Hold you
heart.
in my heart.
You are a part of me.
A part of me.
You are the face of
You
God.
are the face of God.
You are the face of God.
Eres la luz de Dios.
I hold you in my heart.
Eres la cara del amor.
You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face
Tu
of God.
sei la luce di Dio.
You are the face
You
of
are the
God.
face of God.
You are the face
Tu
of
es
God.
l'image de Dieu.
You are the face
You
of God.
are the face of God.
You are the face
Tu
of
sei
God.
la luz de Dios.
You are the face
You
of God.
are the face of God.
You are the face
Tu
of God.
روح خدایی.
You are the face
You
of
are the face of God.
You are the face of
Eres la luz de Dios.
You are the
Good morning, and welcome to Spiritual Life Center, a church that love is building.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
Let us pray. Today is a new day, and we will get out of it just what we put into it. If we've made mistakes, even serious mistakes, there is always another chance for us. And if we've tried and failed again and again, we may have a fresh start any moment we choose. For this thing we call failure is not the falling down, but the staying down. Because whatever is happening in our life, there is something greater trying to happen in us and through us. Dear God, in this awareness, we are abundantly grateful for your truth that fills our lives. Thank you, living, loving Spirit. Amen.
Over all the earth you reign on high, every mountain stream, every sunset sky. But my one request, Lord, my only aim, is that you reign in me again. Lord, reign in me, reign in your power over all my dreams. In my darkest hour, you are the Lord of all I am. So won't you reign in me again? Over every thought, over every word, may my life reflect the beauty of my Lord. 'Cause you mean more to me than any earthly thing. So won't you reign in me again? Lord, reign in me, reign in your power over all my dreams. In my darkest hour, you are the Lord of all I am. So won't you reign in me again? Lord, reign in me, reign in your power over all my dreams. In my darkest hour, you are the Lord of all I am. So won't you reign in me again? So won't you reign in me again? So won't you reign in me again?
I bless the world with my peaceful heart. Looking at the world today, it's tempting to feel discouraged or even angry at the discord and disagreement that seem to surround me. I pause then to remember that no matter what is going on in my environment, peace begins with me. I breathe deeply and relax, softening my heart, calming my emotions, and easing my mind. I heed the words of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who said, "Peace is not merely a distant goal we seek, but a means by which we arrive at that goal." These inspiring words keep me centered and committed to remaining peaceful. No matter how I choose to engage the world around me, I rise above anger and strife, and I embody peace. The way I live my life tells a lot about my character. Do my words express peace and love? Do my actions convey kindness and consideration? There is love in my heart for all humankind. I share this love freely, regardless of appearance or of what is happening in the news or in my surroundings. Choosing to see and live from the truth, I am always compassionate and peaceful in my dealings with others. It is so important to keep my thoughts and actions spiritually based. Taking time to feed my soul so I am able to stay rooted in my belief that peace for all is possible. In this way, I'm doing my part to bring the world peace. I feel blessed to be a part of this process. Every day, countless people spend time in prayer. As I join with them, our hearts and minds are linked. I hold sacred space for peace and well-being for the entire world and all of its people. Harmonizing energy radiates from deep inside me, enfolding the world in peace. This same peaceful presence lives in the hearts of all people. Together, we hold a powerful vision that heals the world. And now let's take that moment so that we can together hold a powerful vision that is now healing our world. I bless the world as I pray with others. The power of prayer amplifies the peace in my heart that radiates as a blessing to all humanity. And I ask you to join with me as I affirm peace in my heart, peace in my relationships, peace in the world. I feel oneness with all. I express deep gratitude for the inner presence that binds me to my global family. Peace in my heart contributes to the peace in my world. And now I invite you to join together with peace and with love in your heart and with the prayer that Jesus wrote. Father, let us join together in singing and praying the Our Father.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen.
It's in every one of us. We can all know everything without ever knowing why. It's in every one of us by and by. It's in every one of us. I just remembered, it's like I've been sleeping for years. I'm not awake as I can be, but my seeing, it's better. I can see through the tears. I've been realizing that I bought this ticket and watching only half of the show. There is scenery and lights and a cast of thousands who all know what I know, and it's good that it's so. It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart, open up both your eyes. We can all know everything without ever knowing why. It's in every one of us by and by. It's in every one of us by and by.
Thank you so much, Nancy, for your beautiful singing this morning. We are so grateful. And we are so grateful for this time of Lent. Lent is the time of giving up the old and embracing the new. It is a time when we stop doing those things which are destructive and start doing those things which are creative. Lenore and I were at a first-time appointment with a doctor recently, and the nurse went through a series of questions to Lenore. Have you ever used tobacco? No. Have you ever used alcohol in excess? No. Have you ever used street drugs? No. And when she paused, I said to the nurse, is she missing out on anything? And the nurse, without hesitation, said, I would have no way of knowing. Quick response. Well, Lent is a joyous time, but why 40 days? We're told that Jesus spent 40 days in the wilderness, praying and fasting, after which he was baptized in the River Jordan. Actually, the number 40 is the time it takes to complete a process. In the Bible, it doesn't usually describe an exact number. The Great Flood lasted 40 days and 40 nights. Moses lived 40 years in Egypt and 40 years in the desert before God selected him to lead the Israelites out of slavery. They wandered the desert 40 years before they were able to enter the promised land. And when Jesus was done in the wilderness, he was ready. He had met Satan, meaning he had met the accumulated negativity, the false beliefs and limitation. And he was able to rise above the temptations of his own lower nature. When he did that, the Spirit descended upon him like a dove and said, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." He was christened, he was anointed, he was baptized. And from that time on, he did mighty works. The life of Jesus of Nazareth, who became the Christ, gives us a great example to follow. If we want a code of behavior, if we want something to measure by, we should simply ask ourselves, what would Jesus do? How would he have answered this question? How would he have met this situation? Lent is a time of aligning ourselves with the higher self of us and following the Christ. Follow the very best that is within you. Free the power of life within you so that you may be free and so that you may follow the light of your own being. During Lent, we say, give up false belief, give up negativity, give up hatred, give up fear, give up guilt, give up any sense of inferiority. During the 40 days of Lent, we form new habits of thought, new habits of feeling, and new ideas as to the purpose of life. Many persons think that Lent is specified in the Bible, but this is not so. The Bible does not mention Lent. Rather, it was a practice begun by the early Christians, and it became a tradition that has carried into the present. Reverend Jack Boland had a Lenten message on a Sunday 45 years ago that he titled Life Begins at 40, in which he explained that the number 40 in the Bible is deeply symbolic, and the idea that it conveys is so important if you wish to succeed in life, to grow spiritually, and to have a conscious contact with God. Following the crucifixion of Jesus, the Greek words that were translated as meaning repent actually mean change your thinking, think beyond your thinking, rise out of the old thinking into a new exalted state of mind. Jesus understood and taught the principle of the process of personal recovery. The story of the man at the pool of Bethesda is an amazing revelation of the process that each one of us must experience and go through. From the 5th chapter of the Gospel of John. Now there is in Jerusalem, by the sheep gate, a pool called Bethesda, which has 5 porticos. In these lay a multitude of invalids, blind, lame, paralyzed. One man was there who had been ill for 38 years. When Jesus saw him and knew that he had been lying there a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be healed?" The sick man answered him, "Sir, I have no man to put me into the pool when the water is troubled. And while I am going, another steps down before me." Jesus said to him, "Rise, take up your pallet and walk." And at once the man was healed and took up his pallet and walked. Now first, let's set the stage. The word Bethesda means haven or place in consciousness of having mercy, loving kindness, house of healing. The place of a state of consciousness in you in which your healing is possible. The pool has 5 covered porches. This symbolizes our five senses, representing the consciousness of limitation. One who lives in only a five-sense awareness does not realize the power of spirit. Such a person is waiting for something out there to happen, for the waters to be stirred up so they can feel good again. They are waiting for a new person to rescue them from their suffering, waiting for a promotion or to win the lottery, or maybe for a new doctor or a new drug. They are depending upon a solution from the world around them. Strangely, one who is in this unawakened state often insists they know exactly what they need. These minds are closed to other possibilities. They are lame, weak, and ineffectual, disabled. If we could but see, we would know that in this state we are paralyzed, to be weak, or by emotions of fear, helpless and unable to move. Now this was a multitude of people called invalids lying all over the place, and only one of them was healed. Jesus saw him and walked right past all the others, straight to him. Why did he ignore them and go to this one man? Because he saw that this man had been there a long time, 38 years. He was almost ready, but not quite ready to be healed. Jesus said, "Do you want to be healed?" I'm sure Jesus said more than this, that he said, "Do you want it so badly that you would give up all conditions, surrender all you believe about everything?" The man still had to explain and rationalize a bit. "Sir, I have no one to help me. Poor me." Oh, the thinking that I admit I had, and many people still have, that some outer thing is the answer. Some special something will save us. Well, some special something will, but it's called spirit. The whole Spirit of God is what we need to get stirred up in us. Not some outer moment in the waters of our life. You know what Jesus said? We may be sure Jesus said this or its equivalent. Change your thinking. Release those negative emotions. Think and feel beyond what you have believed. Your good is from the very world of spirit. Rise up out of your negativity, your limited human condition. Take up your pallet, your hard bed of beliefs and attitudes that you have been stretched out on, paralyzed for a long time. Walk, go on home. Be the prodigal returning to the Father's house. At that moment, the process was complete. The 38 years was changed to 40. He who had been almost ready to be healed was helped to see that it couldn't be on his terms, that it couldn't happen at the level of normal life or normal thinking. His healing had to be of spirit. And this required a surrendering of his former inner position so that his thinking and feeling was aligned with spirit. There was a time when I thought something out there would do the needed fixing within me. But when we change our thinking and know in our heart and soul that God is the solution, immediately as we assume this posture, the Christ will see you among the multitude of invalids and walk through them straight to you and ask, "Do you want to be healed? Are you willing to undergo a series of inner changes? Are you willing to surrender your ego identity and stop being concerned about what other people think? Are you willing to surrender your own particular concepts of what will make you happy and well? Are you willing to stop praying by telling God what to do and simply say, heal me, Holy One? If you can say yes and then do it, that's 40. You are ready to receive your healing. I was just over 40 years old in my life when a series of overwhelming difficulties took hold of me, and downfalls caused me to surrender at depth and to be open to whatever Spirit might direct me to. It was the most crucial, most impactful change of thinking in my life. Since then, I have worked through this process scores of times with different things, many opportunities, and various relationships. Let me ask you, where are you in the important areas of your life? In some special relationship? Are you still wandering around in the wilderness, believing it to be more than it really is? Or are you ready to cross over to the promised good where you are going to get it fixed or get out of it with God's help? How about your business or your work? Are you kind of thrashing around alone, not really getting anywhere? Can you ask the Christ within you to help, to take charge? Can you admit that you need to be fixed? What about any habits that you might have that are not serving you? Are you ready to be healed? What about your temper? Any anxiety or depression, your self-image, guilt, fear, tension, loneliness? Do you really want to be healed, to be changed, to be made whole right now? Giving up something for Lent doesn't mean I'll do it until Easter. No, it really means to complete the process of surrendering forever anything and all things that separate us from our good. This is the third Sunday of Lent. Will you join me in the commitment to make these 40 days prior to Easter a most important time of change? God and I are working together in order to change me. God and you can work together in order to change you. And on Easter morning, when we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ, I am going to celebrate also the resurrection of some new facet of my own being. And I am prepared to celebrate the resurrection of some new facet of your being. Let's be ready to be healed again. We've all heard someone sigh with resignation and say, I wish my life could be different. But it's too late now. It is never too late. We are not bound by old negative conditions unless we accept the thought that it is too late to change, to learn, to grow. But it is never too late to be the wonderful, capable, radiant child of God we were created to be. It is never too late to be healed, to lay hold of the life idea, to feel the powerful, renewing, healing life of God doing its perfect work in us and through us. It is never too late to turn away from belief in lack to a positive and active faith in God as our all-providing resource. It is never too late to be prospered. It is never too late to step out in faith and find our right place in life, to put our particular abilities into constructive use. It is never too late to be successful. It is never too late to be needed. It is never too late to begin again. Life begins at 40. 40 is the conclusion of a spiritual process consciously and joyfully entered into with God, with a goal of the resurrection of the joy of God's self that allows you to rise up and walk forth into a bright new day, a bright new world, a bright new life. This change can happen for you personally, and this change can happen for the world.
When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and the depths of the river shall not overwhelm. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. I am the Lord. I am the Lord. And there is nothing to fear, nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear, nothing to fear. For I am with you always. In the depths of your sorrow, I wept beside you. When you walked through the shadow, I drew you near. Yesterday, today, tomorrow, always the same. I am the Lord. I am the Lord, and there is nothing to fear, nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear, nothing to fear. For I am with you always, and there is nothing to fear, nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear, nothing to fear. For I am with you always. Oh, what can separate you from my perfect love? What can separate you from my perfect love? Oh, what can separate you from my perfect love? Do not fear, do not fear, do not fear.
And we are pleased that each of you could join us today and for this service. And we invite you now to join in our prayer of sharing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And we do ask that you support Spiritual Life Center with a donation to this ministry. And there are three ways that you might do so. First is through online giving on our secure website, www.slctroy.com/give. The second is to mail a check to Spiritual Life Center, 41340 Fox Run Road, number 106, Novi, Michigan, 48377. And the third way is to call my cell 248-925-6214 and provide credit card information for a one-time charge. We do welcome anyone who is joining us for one of your first times, and do invite you to join our email list so you can be aware of all the things happening at the church, and also to receive the weekly emails that will allow you to have the link to the upcoming Sunday service and any upcoming class. And you do this by going into our website, www.slctroy.com. And in the upper right corner, you'll see where it says Join Email List. If you just click on that and then insert your name and email address, nothing more, we will put you on the mailing list to receive our regular emails. If you have a prayer request, you may send these to ronaldfscott@gmail.com or call my cell 248-925-6214. Leave your prayer requests for yourself, your loved ones, and we will forward these to the prayer team of more than 30 persons who are daily, regularly holding you and your loved ones in the very highest. And we will also forward these on to Silent Unity, where they are prayed over for 30 days. You will be amazed at the outcomes you might not otherwise have thought possible. And you may call Silent Unity on your own 24/7 by dialing the number 1-800-NOW-PRAY. And this will allow you to pray one-on-one with one of Silent Unity's prayer chaplains. Reverend Martha's Zoom class, Awakening from Grief, Finding the Way Back to Joy, continues this coming Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And let me tell you, if you did not experience the class of this past Tuesday, March 15th, I strongly recommend that you do. It was amazing. It just captured my heart and was full of insight and emotion for me. Previous classes can be found on YouTube under SLC Troy. And the link to the class for this coming Tuesday is in the weekly SLC email that you received on Friday. Next Sunday, Reverend Martha will provide further insights on the Lenten experience and how we can use this to live more fully the rapture of life. A very special event will be next Sunday afternoon, March 27th, when we have the opportunity to experience the fantastic musicians of Spiritual Life Center. Starting at 2 p.m. for approximately 90 minutes, there will be an extravaganza of great music. It will be held at the clubhouse of the Northfield Hills condominium, which is just a mile from the Management Education Center of MSU. And we'll be sending the address out in an email that goes out tomorrow morning, that is Monday morning, to everyone on the email list. Our 10 great musicians will include the great Buddy Budson on keyboards, Jaribu on bass, Jalo on drums, Ray Santorini on guitar. In addition, vocalists Nancy Ingalls, Tony Camilletti, Tom Butwin, Annette Shamma, Ursula Walker, and Sarah Rzuski, now Sarah Grice, since her recent wedding. You know, during these past 2 years of the pandemic, our musicians, especially our instrumentalists, have had such a challenging time. And this is a chance for us to support them, to bless them, as they have been such a blessing to our spiritual family. So we're inviting donations, 100% of which will go to our music team. The condo association there has relaxed their seating limits, so there should be plenty of room. But if you'd like to attend, please let me know and we'll reserve a place for you. But if you are not able to attend, it will be recorded and live streamed. And there will be a link for you in next Friday's weekly email that will allow you to tune in. Well, immediately following the end of today's service, everyone is invited to join us on Zoom for a time of delightful social connection. But first, let's join together in our peace song and benediction. God bless.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And now as you go forth, know that the light of God surrounds you, the love of God enfolds you.
The Lord bless thee and keep thee.
The power of God protects you.
The Lord make his face to shine upon thee, and be gracious unto thee.
The presence of God watches over you.
The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee, and grant thee peace.
Wherever you are, God is.
Amen. Amen.
Go your way rejoicing. All is truly well.